it's Evvie and this is Evvie Talks Shows. Today I'm going to talk about literary adaptations when it comes to television. And that topic has been on my mind because of the Shadowhunters TV show that is starting January 12th on Freeform and is the adaptation of this book and the other ones in the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. I have been hearing for years that people should do adaptations of books as TV shows rather than films because of the fact that a lot of details are getting left out when people make movie adaptations of books. And splitting the material into episodes would allow all those details to be included. But isn't that a little bit of an oversimplification? Well, it probably is, considering that adapting a book is not exactly taking out all the dialogue and putting it in screenplay form. It has to include all those considerations of plot development and of things like exposition, because you have to describe the same world by different means. So turning something from being textual into being audiovisual takes much more than simply taking actors and giving them the same lines as the characters in the book. So there is several things that can get changed when a book or a series of books are turned into a TV show, because of the fact that the medium is entirely people saying that you should make a TV show that would consist of as many episodes as there are chapters in the book. The problem is, though, that not each and every single chapter provides enough material for an episode of television. Also, there are chapters that stall the action and therefore would not be particularly good television, because a TV show has to be accessible not just to the fans of the books, it has to be accessible to all the people who would want to watch it, because, well, more people watch television than read books, let's be absolutely honest about that. Another thing is that there are certain characters, for instance, that could get killed off in the books, and because of the audience sympathies, will be kept alive on the show so as not to disturb the viewing figures, because that is something that writers of television have to consider, the ratings, because, well, they want to get renewed, all of them. That is absolutely true for every single one of them, I can bet that. Like that happened on True Blood, when the character of Lafayette Reynolds, who dies in book 2 of the Sookie Stackhouse book series, spoiler alert, is kept alive throughout the show. Another thing that is often done on TV adaptations of books is taking certain storylines and leaving out others. That, for example, happened in Hannibal, where only certain aspects of the original stories were in the series and the rest was a reinterpretation by Brian Fuller, aka an absolute slash fanfiction. Shadowhunters. What I have been hearing from the beginning, from the moment that the show was announced, has been a lot of criticism. Starting with the cast saying things like Claire's hair is too orange, despite the fact that in the books it's described as carroty, and things like why aren't Alex's eyes blue? Well, when it comes to the cast, we have to always take into consideration priorities, such as the actors have to be able to act. So I don't suppose we would like to see all our favorite characters portrayed by picture-perfect actors who are terrible actors. I would rather have a hazel-eyed Alec who can act and get the character rather than a blue-eyed one who doesn't. Then there was obviously the criticism of all the storylines that have been changed or added, such as Alec's arranged marriage, such as Luke being a cop, and all those things that differ from the book. However, we have to consider that the TV show has to attract new viewers, and it has to present the story in such a way that it's entertaining for everyone, which may mean changing some things that weren't exactly television material in the books. After all, as good as the books may be, they are books. They do use different means of telling a story. We don't know whether or not those changes are going to make sense, because when we see the show, it might turn out that they are great. So I would say, let's give the show a chance and let's see how all those things were done and dealt with. After that, we can go on and criticize whatever wasn't done right. So my advice when it comes to watching Shadowhunters as a Mortal Instruments fan is, don't treat it as an adaptation. Treat it as fanfiction. Treat it the way you would treat an alternative universe fanfiction on AO3. Certain things are the same, certain things are changed. Believe the creators when they say that they care about the characters and about the story. That is probably the best approach that we could have. Because if we want to see it as an adaptation, we might get disappointed, just like we did with the film. So that's it for today, and I'm going to see you next week. If you want to see more from me, subscribe to the channel and follow the blog for updates on a lot of shows. And I'm going to see you next week. Bye.